This is going to be a really short thing, but it's a good point. Okay, I being a dad who loves his children and don't get to see them because the court system is favored in the mother. Like, I think, and I know this isn't just something I think. If people are like, well, that's not how we do it because that's just not how we do it, that doesn't mean it's right. So we have a court system that think that it's okay to have primary parents and non-primary parents because they choose through a court of law. And then say we have split custody, but one parent is their primary residence. Both parents care about the kids. I'm not saying that the others don't care about the kids, but being a dad who loves his children and wants the best for them, literally, is their welfare and well-being is what I have as priority when it comes to them. So if I was to say, hey, I'm going to take them out of town or we're going to go to this thing, and she'd be like, well, you got to ask me first or tell me. But not once, never have I been let know where they've gone, what they've done, if they've fallen and got hurt. Yeah, and until they tell me. And you know how many times that I've worried about, like with my older ones when they were little, thinking like they'd probably fall and cut their leg or cut their arm or got hurt or had their emotions hurt or were crying and just wanted me. And I wanted to be there. That's what really drove me nuts for that whole time. And people that don't understand that and get to live with their kids their whole time and neglect the fact that they get to live with the life they brought in the world.
You have to complain about it.
Yeah, they get to live with the life they brought in the world. They complain about it, and then after that, they're not doing anything for the children's welfare. If I was going to take anyone anywhere, it would be somewhere educational where there was animals or trees or something naturist. You know, it wouldn't be, hey, let's go to this place and have a whole bunch of shitty candy, buy some pizza, and, just waste our time satisfying our urges to go run around and be free. That's not free. You're paying for it in the first place, dummies. But that's all I wanted to say about it. It's just there's no evenness to it. We have a world that preaches equality when the government itself is the one who separates parents from their children. The government itself does that. That's an obvious thing. I'm an obvious fact. My brother's doing it. My oldest brother had that happen. The Alexanders had that happen. There was a reason. And one brother couldn't have kids. And when he did get involved with somebody, the person he got involved with, her daughter who had a kid, got the kid taken away because it's the Alexander thing. It's freaking weird because we had one generation where my parents had both of their parents and they left. So they grew up without their parents. In this generation, we got to keep our parents, but our kids get taken away. This is a cycle that the Alexander family has gone through, and I've looked it up and seen it all, and just the weirdest stuff. But I'm here to change it and point it out to people. And if I could point it out to people and they'd pay attention, they'd be like, oh my God, he's right. I've got to put all the other shit that I think is important off to the side and really focus on my health, my thinking, and my family. Because my family is a continuation of me when I do decide to pass on. I want it to go better. I want the world to keep continuing in a good way. Not, hey, when I die, and the world's going to shit. Your kids are going to be left here. Is that okay with you? Even if they're spiritual beings that when you die, you don't stay here. There is energy going on. And your spiritual energy leaving here doesn't mean that everything it left here you forget about. You take those experiences with you. So your kids may be figurative as a spiritual astral being point where you actually had seen that they weren't really your kids. But those spiritual beings were learning. They were loving. They were actually more than just your kids. They were complete love. And you see how you distorted it. And oh my God, how could I have let that happen to people to beings that were my children when I am this love and I know it and I knew it and I let somebody else take it out of me. And right now the government is taking it out of everybody. And that is not okay. Nothing against individuals, like I've said. I'm not trying to cause a big panic or argument or a war. But that's what it's going to be when we got all these tough guys that are ready to fight for our rights. But our rights are just doing things that are right. So if we're fighting for our rights, fighting isn't right. So you can't make a right out of something that isn't a right. Let's go fight for our right. That's a double-edged sword. You can't do it. You can't fight for your right. You have the right.
Wrongs don't make it right. What the hell makes you think that one will?
Yeah, you have the right to die defending yourself for something you believe in, but you don't have a right to be like, you held me down when it wasn't them. The government was set up a long time ago, way before our government. This is way back when people were being farmed like animals from people who thought like animals as well, just a little bit smarter, the herd leaders. Like, it's sad to think that if people like the people in control, like Bill Gates and Melissa Gates and stuff like that, have no idea have no idea what medicine does, but they have a foundation because they have a lot of money. So they supply people with money to do a bunch of tests. And then they think, oh, because we have this big name, the world looks up to us. So at one point, they didn't just jump in negative, but they're like, the world looks up to us, and they expect all this stuff of us. And you know what? We can't spend all of our time making our time to please other people. So the way we can help is we can get rid of some of these people that are horrible. Look at all the stuff going on in the world. And if I had enough power, I would actually exercise ways to get rid of the negative things in the world. And what are the negative things in the world? They think crime, overweight, They're not thinking of the personalities inside those criminals and those overweight people. Those personalities are what you need to help. Not, let's kill them off. They're not learning anything that way. And you aren't either. You're actually learning a cop-out, just like a person sitting there doing all his homework on a calculator and never knows how to do math. If a person kills off the population because it's inconvenient to deal with crime and problems, then what do you think will happen next time? You'll end up getting a button that anytime a problem shows up, you hit a button and take care of the problem? That wouldn't be a living you'd want to be. Then you would literally be an algorithm. And we don't want to be button-pushing algorithms. We want to be Alexanders, living people who speak the word. That's what an Alexander is. So, until next time, love your children, love your family, and get your mind right.
Love you too.
And love you. Peace.
Peace.